Give him praise. Yeah. Hey. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Give him praise. Yeah. Come on, everybody, let's sing for joy. To the Lord our God, let your voice employ. Shout aloud to the rock of our salvation. He's the foundation of every nation. Come before him with a thankful heart. Let the music and the singing start. Give him praise, give him praise, give him voice. Lift your voice, let the whole world know his name. Give him praise, give him praise. Clap your hands, clap your hands. Jesus Christ will never change. He's the great God, he's the great King. Above all gods he reigns supreme. Give him praise. In his hands are the depths of the earth. Mountain peaks declare his holy word. He's the great God, mighty and strong. King of kings, where we all belong. So come together, saints unite. Make a joyful sound tonight. Give him praise, give him praise. Lift your voice, lift your voice. Let the whole world know his name. Give him praise, give him praise. Clap your hands, clap your hands. Jesus Christ will never change. He's the great God, he's the great King. Above all gods he reigns supreme. Give him praise. From the rising of the sun to the place where it goes down, let his praises fill the air in every nation, every town. He's worthy, so worthy of all honor, all glory. Give him praise. Give him praise. Lift your voice. Lift your voice. Let the whole world know his name. Give him praise. Give him praise. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Jesus Christ will never change. He's the great God. He's the great King. Above all gods he reigns supreme. Give him praise. Give him praise. Give him praise.
Ooh, give him praise. Hey. Why you looking like that? You don't know? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pastor's Q&A.
Let me fix myself.
Fix yourself. You should have fixed yourself before.
Oh.
I showed yourself. You great?
I was sitting comfortably.
Oh.
Oh man, all right. Yeah.
All right. You here with me?
Yeah.
We on the same page?
Yeah.
Is it me or you look taller than I do?
Now I'm sitting up. You lay back. My hands is dry. Is somebody praying? Who's praying? I'm just saying.
Somebody praying. So, yesterday was a real deep, quiet, heartfelt, and we've been on a lot of these when we come on the show. So I wanted to kind of do something just a little different. All right? I believe one of the greatest things that a lot of Christian people don't do is they don't laugh. You know, they don't. Ain't no joy. Ain't no funny. No excitement. You know. So I wanted to do something different. Now, what I am gonna tell y'all is, my wife has not seen any, and when I say any, I mean she has not seen any of these videos. But I do believe, you know, the Bible speaks about laughter is good for the soul, cure to the soul. And we can be funny today. So I wanted to, you know, be funny. And while we in here, for those who want to, you know, be funny with us, you know, this thing don't never work like it's supposed to.
I don't know how I feel about what's about to happen.
So please give us a thumbs up. Please make sure that you subscribe if you haven't, and ring that notification bell. Please hit that bell, click on all, so you can get all the notifications every time we go live, and not be afraid to come in on the pastor's Q&A. So you said that you scared. What you scared of?
I don't know how I feel about what you about to play.
You don't know what you...
Nope, because you just said I ain't synced it.
That's crazy.
That makes me feel some type of way, because for you to give that before you start playing stuff.
That's crazy.
Is it? Is it really?
Yeah, that's crazy. That you would really feel that way.
Is it? Is it really?
You know. Because you haven't seen. So let me ask you. You like funny, right? And shouldn't we allow our audience to have a little chuckle every once in a while, as opposed of somebody going to hell, somebody need demons slapped out of them, somebody turned upside down, and this government is bad and these people are wicked? I'm just asking the question, you know.
I don't know where you going with it.
You don't know where I'm going? That's great. I think that makes this even better. So I just want to round these up. So they're like 4 little quick videos. They're all little shorts, you know. The link for the main page that I got these from is in the description, especially for those who are on YouTube. And I just want to do something different. So, so let me ask you a question. What do you think about mothers who give out Christmas gifts to their exes?
I don't have nothing to say about that, because that's their prerogative.
So let me ask you a question. Would you give a Christmas gift to your ex?
Yes, I actually would.
You would?
Yes.
So let me ask you this question. Besides ties, underwear, and I ain't talking about buying the gift for the kids and putting their name on it, would you be willing to give him a Christmas gift?
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask this question. What would be the dollar amount you'll be willing to spend on this Christmas gift?
I don't know. It wouldn't be like hundreds or nothing like that.
It wouldn't be hundreds?
Not unless the Lord said. I mean, I'm being honest. Not unless the Lord said.
Hey,
Miss
Rachel. Hey, Lord.
Lord. She said
$2.
If the Lord said, then that's different. But I ain't about to spend like.
Got you. Oh, and by the way, and Rachel, I forgot. I was supposed to send you a message. That second video I sent you started at 6 minutes. The only issue is it cuts out the end, but I'm pretty sure you'll get the gist at the end of the video when it cuts off. But the second video I sent you started at 6 minutes. That was the video that was first presented to me in class. But it started at the 6 minute mark. I don't know the first part. So Yasmin and I on FaceTime.
Yasmin.
Yaz said his gift is an invitation to church.
Listen, ain't nobody said what the gift was.
I'm asking, would you give a gift to your ex? Okay, so here's a woman. So today for everybody who's on today, I want to do something different. I wanted us to laugh out loud today. I wanted us to chuckle. I wanted us to have some fun. And reason being, because I think sometimes we, as Christians, we get a little uptight. We think we ain't supposed to laugh no more. We think we ain't supposed to have no more fun no more.
We are on here laughing all the time.
Yeah, that's because I'm always cracking jokes. You know. But I know I'm not saying not us, but I'm just saying just the body in general, you know. And I know you don't like it when I speak in general, but just in general, sometimes
it depends on what you're talking about.
We don't, you know, we be like, nah, I can't do that no more.
The Bible says that laughter is like medicine for the soul.
Right, it's a medicine for the soul. You know, joy comes from the Lord. So, and this is me. This is just me. It's too many. Hey, Naisha. It's too many funny people in the world for God not to have a sense of humor.
God has a sense of humor. God is funny. If y'all sit with God, boy, he be cracking me up sometimes.
To me, I believe God has the greatest sense of humor.
Absolutely.
Also, if
he ain't got to say nothing. He'll put you in situations just to see. Like, he be like, what you gonna do now? That's how I feel. He be sitting back looking at us.
Got you. And I forgot to put the link in the description box since we're doing funny. But if you like comedy and you want Christian comedy, go to Angel Studios. They have a thing called Dry Bar. And it's a lot of great comedians on there. Christian comedians. It's clean. It's funny. So I figure I'll plug that in while we're here.
So where are we going with this question that
you
asked?
I'm going with this question because this young lady said that she has to be the best baby mother in the world because she's going to give her baby father a Christmas gift. You ain't got to take my word for it. Here she go. No, man, that's not it.
Merry Christmas to my baby daddy, because when January rolls around, I'm canceling that child support. He's been on child support for 11 years. I'm canceling it. And if it wasn't for TikTok, I couldn't do it without you. But not only that, he's the one that took me to court when my son was an infant because he wanted full custody. And it didn't end up working out that way because I'm a fit mother and always have been. But, you know, we have been friends since the 2nd or 3rd grade. He was my first boyfriend ever, my first kiss ever. And I feel like we should still, we should still be friends. We should still be able to co-parent for our child, and that's what we're doing. And I feel like there's no reason for me to be nickel and diming him. His child support's like $300 and some a month, and it's always been that way. Every year, or maybe it's every 2 years, I get revision paperwork in the mail from Child and Family Services or whatever it's called, and I've never upped it. Never upped it. Because, that was never my intention, was for him to be on child support, for there to be a court order. That was never my intention. And now we both have grown. We're in our 30s now. I'm 30. He's actually antique. He's a lot older than me. He's 31. Or is he 30? I don't know. But, we're just past that. We're just past that. We both laid down and decided to have a child. We both made the decisions we made, and I don't feel like that should be his responsibility to pay me every single month $327 or whatever it is. So, we're going to take away the court order altogether. We're strictly just co-parenting without the government intervening in our child and our relationship. We're doing that without the government. And I'm really excited about it. We've been contemplating it. Well, I've been contemplating it for like 2 years now, and I'm finally ready to pull the trigger. I just feel like it'll bring a lot more peace to our co-parenting relationship. We co-parent really great anyway, unless we get into an argument, which is few and far between these days. It's really rare. But I'm excited to be able to be the baby mom that says, I'm taking my baby daddy off child support. I'm excited, and so is he. So we're going to pull the trigger in January. So Merry Christmas to him. That's what he gets for Christmas from me.
Oh, that's
Merry
sweet.
Christmas. What a great gift to give your ex, right?
It is.
Take him off of
Child support.
Child support.
That is.
Right. Take them off of child support. Know how to properly co-parent. To me, I think that's
the key.
That becomes the
The
greatest key.
That
at it this way.
is the key.
Y'all liked each other when y'all laid down. When y'all was humping and sweating and you know,
Not humping and
right,
sweating.
when y'all was humping around, y'all was sweating, y'all was pumping. She wasn't poisoned in. You know, you was singing New Edition. You weren't singing Bell Biv DeVoe.
Oh my Lord.
You was singing New Edition. You know, Can You Stand the Rain? You know, you was out there. If it isn't love, why do I feel this way? Now all of a sudden she's poison. You never trust a big button and smile. Nah.
But we are not on.
Hello.
Oh, I could have did that.
Be the baby mom that says, I'm taking my baby daddy.
Why are you going all the way back? Right, but we're not on right now. Oh, we're back. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, we're
We
back.
see y'all. We hit. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So, no, I said pause. So, no, I said pause. Right. there we
Okay.
go. So, I think, and there's a phrase. I was saying that I think that there's a phrase.
We paused again.
No, don't worry about that.
Okay.
If that red don't cut off a different color, don't worry about
All
that right
right,
there.
we good.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So, so I think there's a phrase that will institute itself back into American society. And that phrase is, I'm going to tell your daddy. Or I'm going to call your mama. I think respect and reverence would re-enter because there will be a respect and a reverence for each other.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Totally. And because there's a reverence and a respect for one another, we're teaching our children how to respect and reverence us together.
Exactly.
And then also on the other side of that, now we don't have kids that's playing one parent against the other because they're not in the same house.
And now, again, I was going to say that too. Like, you can't try to trick me because when you tell me something, don't go nowhere. Let me call your mama. Hey, yeah, this son of yours said that. Oh yeah. Oh okay. Yeah. So my son. That's okay. Yeah. So right. So now we will be able to, and if we can co-parent together, then it'll be less drama, less fights, less arguing, less stress on the child.
Right. The kids will actually grow up with a healthier lifestyle.
The kids will grow up with a healthier situation. Nobody is trying to outdo one another.
I mean, to me, that don't even matter. Just as long as we can co-parent together peacefully.
And-
I don't really care about that outdoing stuff. Go ahead, outdo me, because that means my child get more. I really don't care about that.
Yeah.
That's just how I
No,
think.
what I mean, it won't be done in a malice intent.
Oh, yeah.
You know, oh, well, she thinks she's, so let me try to up one. Yeah, it wouldn't be a malice intent. And I think that we will have more healthier children.
Absolutely.
We'll have a healthier society. So I do believe that, you know.
But her key is that they co-parent together.
Yeah.
That means that he's most likely still helping outside of just child support.
Right.
So that is
So-
a major key
So
in
kudos-
being able to take someone off of
Child
support.
And
I'm
the
just
kid
gonna-
gets double gifts. You're absolutely correct.
So let me say this. Because there are parents, and I'm going to address this directly. There are parents who will say, I'm not going to give you because I give your mom or your dad child support in this amount of money. one, that's not fair to the child.
I agree.
And two, that's one of the reasons why some parents are still on child support.
So so I used to get in trouble by the judge, child support, and my mama. They used to fuss at me. Mr. Jackson, I walked in the courtroom, the judge looked right at me, she's like, "You still sending extra money, aren't you?" Absolutely. Because if my daughter called me and say, "Hey, I want," she gonna get it. Especially if she not calling me in the ninth hour. Now, if she calling me Thursday night at 11:59 and she need it by Friday morning at 6:00, there's a great chance she might not get it.
Yeah, but the fact is,
But if she
if
call
she
me
asks,
and
she's gonna get
she
it.
gonna get it.
Not only that, when you have two parents that's working together, I should be able to call you and say, "Hey, your baby needs da 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 da."
Right.
And excuse me, you say, "Okay, no problem." Not, "I give you child support for such and such and such and such." Most people with child support don't even cover groceries
It don't.
or tissue paper or the basic needs that a child has. So if a parent calls and say, "Hey, I need," and I'm just talking from the parents that I've been experienced with, it's not, believe me, they really didn't want to call you in the first place.
Right.
They're calling because it's a situation where I don't have a choice. But it shouldn't be that way if you have kids with somebody. Like, if we could just all get along, there would be no need for child support, period.
In the first place, I think for me it was to me, child support is kind of like a waste. Let me explain to you why. I always used to tell my kids' mom, "You can train a monkey to pay child support. All I gotta do is teach him how to work. He get a check before federal, state, FICA, medical, and all that. Child support comes out first because child support, you can only pay child support on taxable income. So if I work under the table, you can't get child support. Even if you can prove that I'm making money, if it's not taxable, I can't speak for no other state. But
Nah,
the
you
states,
can't speak for Georgia either.
I can, well, let me speak for the
Fulton County.
judge that the two judges, three judges,
Fulton County.
Fulton County and Bronx County.
All right.
I can only speak for the judges that I stood in front of. When child support can only be taken from money that is taxable. So when I was flying in and out of the country, they tried to use that against me. And the judge was like, "Well, he can only pay child support on money that's taxable. So is he paying taxes?"
Nah, because my ex was working under the table.
That's what I said.
And
It depends on the county.
He
had to cough up.
he still paid.
Well, they had a set that I had to pay. So when they already set it, you have to pay that amount. But as far as trying to just extract it from me, you can't do that unless it's in a form that's being taxable, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
So when I first I put myself on child support. The judge was looking at what I was spending, and she was like, "How are you living?" When she set the order,
Talk to them, because I already know.
so when she set the order, it was way less than what I was given. And it was way less. And I was paying that for 3 kids. Like, she literally, what I was giving one mother, what I was spending in a week, she shrunk that almost down to a month. So when I knew that if they needed extra, I'll send the extra.
And that's the thing, because child support, you really don't get, well, depending on the person.
Right.
I can't speak for the people.
Because I've seen some people
But you,
get up in there.
the people that I know, you don't get a whole lot.
You know? And also, I can say the mothers of my children
Hey, Steve. Hey, does God see his son in you?
Hey, does God see his son in
Hallelujah.
you? Also, I'm going to say that even my ex-wife, my oldest daughter, mom, they also were able to sustain themselves. They only when they called me, I knew it was a need.
Issue.
So when you call me, then yes, here, because it's a need. It's not you calling me because you just want my money.
You got folks. You got folks who know you actually need help, and they will not. They'll say, "You got child support. You get child support," knowing it's not enough.
Right.
So they will feel some type of way.
Yeah, like my school trip when I needed to see Kevin. Right, but you called me for your school trip at the 9th hour. But it was true. She wanted to go on the school trip. She called me and was like, yo, I want to go on this trip. And I was like, okay, when you going? Oh, tomorrow. Tomorrow? Well, it's really in 2 days. I need the rest of the money tomorrow. Well, how much you need? Oh, I need like $600. When did you? So it was like I heard my daddy step outside of me and was like, so how long you knew about this trip? Because now I sound like my dad, because I used to do my dad the exact same way. It would be like, so killer, when you need the money? Oh, I need it in the morning. The first question he would ask me was,
How long you knew?
when did you know about
Right.
this? Oh, like 2 weeks ago. So why you didn't call me 2 weeks ago? My question was, how long you knew about this trip? Oh, 3 months ago. So why you didn't call me 3 months ago? And we could have did that. I was told I couldn't receive child support due to my child's father resident jurisdiction. God made a way out of no way. To God be the glory for such an amazing provider for 23 years.
Wow.
Amen.
Because of his resident jurisdiction. That is crazy.
Well, because it depends on how you file. Because sometimes where you file and how you file is like, well, you're in the wrong court. Or I can't cover that jurisdiction. He's outside of my touch of realm. So now you need to go where he is, so I can understand that, because the courts are funny and very fickle, and this is when they like just let the system work itself. No, I think the system needs to fix itself and do better. Also, I'm gonna say this too, and this is for men and women, and this is for moving forward with your life. And this is for those who thinking about being parents, those who want to be married, those who thinking about being married. Listen. Boil these people first in Jesus.
Did you say boil?
I sure did. You heard me exact. I didn't stutter. Boil these people. Send them through the fire. Boil these people first. Why?
Keep talking.
Because it's Kevin's fault. Everything's Kevin's fault. And I say this because we move and have been taught to move on feeling and emotion.
We have been.
We've been taught to move on a sexual drive. She's cute, I'm cute. Hey, how you doing? Next thing you know, we holding hands. Then we go from holding hands to pecking. And then we move from pecking to tonguing. And then that leads to touching. And then touching leads to all the other stuff. And now I really don't know you. I really don't know you. What I do know is that you're cute. You're pretty. He handsome. He funny. That's what you know, but you don't know me. So you don't know my character. You don't know, am I really gonna be all the sweet things that I'm talking to you on the phone, and we on the phone at 3, 4 in the morning, and you know, y'all snoring in each other's ear, and you wake up, hey, I gotta get ready for it. Right. Those type of things. So I think now what we should be teaching is how to date and how to mate. Being able to listen to God, find the right person that's for you, so you don't have to go through
all the
craziness. Make sense?
Absolutely. So what's next?
So let's get into number 2. Okay. I've only been to a few marriages in my life.
Weddings.
Sorry,
right.
not marriages. I've only been to a few marriages.
Weddings.
So I was at my uncle's wedding as a ring bearer. I remember that day very vividly. I was in this pretty white suit. I was chasing my aunt scent around, and I fell, got the suit dirty.
Jackson.
Let me just come in. Can we just have it? You know. And I remember on our wedding day, right? Anybody married, remember your wedding day? Do you remember the part in the wedding? It didn't happen in our wedding because our pastor was a little different. So when it came down to the part that says anyone who don't think these two should wed, speak now or forever hold your peace. Let me ask this question. How many people wish that somebody would have stood up and spoke?
Oh, you mean the first time?
At least the first time.
Oh, right.
Oh, wasn't no speaking in the second time, because our pastor was like, so if there's anybody, now we ain't even worry about that because you're going to get beat up in here. Them was his exact words. Standing in the pulpit, he was like, we ain't even going there because you just going to get beat up in here. Like, we standing there like, pow.
He sure did.
I was literally just saved for 2 days when we got married. So
Steve is waiting. He taking notes.
He taking notes?
Yeah.
So I high-fived the pastor and was like, that's my nigga. I was only saved for 2 days. My wife had been saved for 40 years. But
I'm so done.
I had only been saved for 2 days. So I asked this question. So Steve, you've been married before. Do you wish that somebody would have stood up at that time when they asked? And I'm gonna wait till y'all respond.
No,
so I'm about to play
going.
No, I'm gonna wait for them to. I'm not gonna wait for them to respond.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just gonna let the video play.
This guy that my husband works with was getting married. We got an invitation in the mail, so my husband said he wanted to go because otherwise, he would feel weird about showing up at work and knowing that he ditched the wedding. So we went. I'd never seen anything like it before. We get there and I don't, of course, know anybody at all, and neither does my husband, except the groom. I have a feeling most of the people from his work were just going to end up going to the reception. Well, anyways, they get to the part where the priest said, if anyone has any reason why the two of these two, should not be married, speak now or forever hold your peace. As soon as that happened, people were turning around because this lady carrying a baby started walking up the aisle. And everything turned to chaos. I shit you not. The bride slapped the groom. This older lady in the very front row, I think it was the groom's mother, fainted. The wedding party are all looking at each other, trying to figure out, like, what do we do? What do we do? Suddenly the priest just goes, ma'am, can you tell us why you have come forward? She says, yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know we can't hear anything in the back.
Wait,
Do I need to play it again?
play that again.
This guy that my husband works with was getting married. We got an invitation in the mail, so my husband said he wanted to go because otherwise, he would feel weird about showing up at work and knowing that he ditched the wedding. So we went. I'd never seen anything like it before. We get there and I don't, of course, know anybody at all, and neither does my husband, except the groom. I have a feeling most of the people from his work were just going to end up going to the reception. Well, anyways, they get to the part where the priest said, if anyone has any reason why the two of these two, da-da-da-da-da, should not be married, speak now or forever hold your peace. As soon as that happened, people were turning around because this lady carrying a baby started walking up the aisle. And everything turned to chaos. I shit you not. The bride slapped the groom. This older lady in the very front row, I think it was the groom's mother, fainted. The wedding party are all looking at each other trying to figure out, like, what do we do? What do we do? Suddenly the priest just goes, ma'am, can you tell us why you have come forward? She says, yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know we can't hear anything in the back.
So the bride thought she was coming with the baby. The groom's mother thought she was coming with the baby. They thought they was going to say, this is his baby. And all she wanted to do is hear. That is crazy.
We can't hear y'all back here. We just figure out. Sorry you got slapped. How do you come back from that? Do you still get married? Do you still go on with the ceremony? Do you apologize to the groom?
I mean, the groom is probably like,
What
in the world? You just slapped. I don't want to marry you. You just slapped me because you assumed that. That means you don't trust me. Like, that brings up a whole nother issue in the fact that we about to get married. I'm confused. I'm so confused. Oh my goodness, I'm so confused.
So, whoever she is gotta go.
She didn't do nothing. She said she couldn't hear. She didn't even know that's what was being said. She couldn't hear.
She don't walk
So
back.
how? She had nothing to do with how them people responded. That to me, seriously, that to me speaks a lot about the trust between the bride and the groom. And whose mama was it? Was it her mama or his mama?
They said they believe it was his mama.
That, to me, that means some other stuff had to have been going on prior to the engagement or during the engagement, whatever. That is crazy. Because I would have been looking like, what? I'd have been like, the pastor, why you coming? Because she didn't say nothing. She just started walking.
That's it. She just started walking down the aisle.
We can't blame her, especially if she couldn't hear back there. So I'm trying to figure out, like, it's some underlying stuff going on. That's all I'm saying. That's crazy.
That's funny to me.
That's crazy. Jackson.
We don't. That's.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So do we go on with the wedding?
If I'm the groom, you just slapped me and assumed that this woman came down this aisle with this baby was my baby. I don't need that in my life. Because that means now we going to have problems immediately in the marriage.
She can make it up during the honeymoon.
No, because that means she got some self stuff going on. That means she don't trust me. That means she jealous. I can read so much into that. Nope, I'm done.
So.
See, now you said that definitely speaks volumes. Trust issues in the relationship based on past experience.
So what if
Done.
you the bride?
If I'm the bride, I would be trying to apologize like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She probably still wants to get married, but the groom is probably like
Would you still want to be married?
I can't speak because I wouldn't have never did that. I'm not going to marry you if I don't trust you. She would have had to come up and say, this is his child, and had to show me the proof. That's all to it.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Pow. So you can imagine that, you standing there, so whoever,
I mean, I'd have been sitting there looking real confused.
she said the wedding party was,
Confused.
that's, oh man. Allah
That's
said
crazy.
no justice,
Yeah,
no
I
peace.
saw that. I just saw that. I'm just saying.
No wedding, huh? Oh, okay. No wedding.
Nope, because I can't blame her and I can't blame him. At that point, I'm going to have to look at myself as the bride. I'm sorry.
So I agree with Mama. I wouldn't have hit him before she opened her mouth. That's right, because I would have been like, who are you?
But on the other thing, she didn't know who that was.
No.
Not the bride and the groom. She don't know if the bride and groom. She don't know none of them people.
No, not
she
her.
just said,
I'm talking about the groom.
right, but you don't know if the groom probably know the person. It's his wedding.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
So he wasn't asking, who are you? He probably knew who it was.
Like, that's my aunt. That's my aunt and my little cousin.
And then even with that, now that I done said that, that's a whole problem. Because obviously the bride and the groom probably knew who she was. So for the bride to slap him, see, this got too many. This got too many.
I knew it was nasty.
This got way too many curveballs in it. I'm just saying, it's too much going on at this point.
She told an entire story about herself and about their marriage.
Absolutely.
You told me that she wasn't messing with
He
her.
probably confused as to why she walking up. He confused as to why she walking up there. See that right there? That like Naija said, that just spoke volumes about their whole relationship.
Stevie still taking notes.
I'm just saying that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh my God.
Jesus be offense. That's all I can say, because that right there, that was crazy.
I told you at our wedding, our pastor was like, he's skipping that part because he beating up somebody if they walk down this aisle. So maybe the priest.
Did they not go through? See, now I got all kind of questions. They didn't go through marriage counseling. They didn't. I got all kind of questions. Shouldn't they have known their wedding party and guests? That's what I'm saying. So he had to. Him and the bride had to know who this is walking down this aisle with this baby. That's all I'm saying.
That was the ex that took him off child support.
See, stop playing. I cannot.
You told me you had an 11-year-old. Yeah.
That's a 2-year-old. I'm confused about what's going on.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I figured y'all would get a kick out of that one. I knew the women was gonna have a lot to say about that one right there. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, that's ridiculous.
Yep.
Okay, what's next?
Oh my God. So how
I told y'all I didn't know how this was gonna go. I don't even know.
As I
how
said,
to
my
feel
wife
right
ain't
now.
seen none of these videos. So yeah. Imagine you have a child. Well, we do have children. Imagine one of our children working for us. And they live with us. And you say, babe, we're gonna pay him a weekly salary. But we're gonna allow him, but he's not responsible for any bills. He just need to take care of himself and smaller maintenance on the car, like oil changes, tire replacement. Are you cool with that?
Okay.
Okay. You said I don't want what's next. But so, with that being said, let me go ahead and give it to you.
I thought my daughter was on drugs. 100%. You couldn't convince me otherwise. She's on dope. There's no way. So my daughter works for me at my dealership, and I pay her between $600 and $800 a week. Every week, every Friday, here goes your money. She pays nothing. Not a single bill. Not her phone bill. Not her car insurance. Nothing. Your sole responsibility is, just maintain yourself. Live. Small repairs on your car, that's on you. Right? I tell her, hey, you gotta take your car in for an oil change, take it to Walmart, it's $50. Ah, okay. I get a call from Walmart, yo, my car got declined. Okay, and I don't have enough money. You don't have enough money? You don't have $50 in your account? You're kidding me! Right? So I got her $50, boom, she pays for it. She pulls up on me, yo, I'm gonna drug test you. You gotta be smoking crack. How do you blow all of this money? You have no bills. No bills. There's adults with children and real expenses that make less than you and have $50 in their account, right? Pull up your bank account, because I direct deposit her. I want to see where your money's going. How much cash have you withdrawn? Who you been giving your money to? And I'm furious. Bruh, she's got a major addiction. Major addiction to Uber fucking Eats. Uber Eats. I'm like, yo, $40 for Uber Eats yesterday morning? What'd you get? Cafe Macalapa, a birthday K-pop. Yo, you're crazy. Taco Bell, you had a Taco Bell twice in one day? Who does that? She's addicted to drive-thrus. It's absolutely crazy. This little girl is eating $600 a week between Uber Eats and drive-thrus. Like, yo, I don't even know what to do at this point. That's worse than dope. At least with drugs, you got, you feel good. Your abs are gonna start to show. All you're doing is paying to get yourself fat. I'm trying not to mix house and work. I know how much money you get paid. I have an idea of how much money you should have. You haven't bought yourself a shirt, a pair of shoes, nothing. But you ain't got no money. So a part of me wants to say, hey, look, I'm gonna have to cut your check in half and I'm gonna save half for you. Because at this rate, you're gonna go negative. Then she got the audacity, I just need a credit card. No! You can't manage cash, you definitely can't manage credit. No! Bro, I'm giving up on these kids. She did better when she was broke. Way better.
He said she was better when she was broke.
Yo, that's a real thing, though.
I was gonna say that's reality.
That's a real thing, though.
Listen,
That's a real thing.
I'm gonna be honest. Can I just be transparent? Mm-hmm. That was my wife 3 months ago. He said, on this one, I blame the parents. My wife is like, we just spent $800 on groceries. And then for the last 3 days, you spent $100 a day buying dinner for the house instead of taking out food
And cooking.
and having people cook. Mm-hmm. I think the greatest thing that we have done to this generation is not Uber Eats. It's not the drive-through. I think it's our understanding of, we always say we want to give our children what we didn't have.
No.
Listen, let me finish my statement. The problem was a lot of people want to give their children what they didn't have, but in the process fail to give them what they had. Let me explain. I'm pretty sure he had to cook or he had to prep food for his mom. Like when I was a kid, 8, 9 years old, I still had to prep dinner for when my mom came home, especially in the summertime when I wasn't doing anything. I had to know how to wash clothes. I had to take the clothes to the laundromat. There was a lot of, I'm not saying everybody, some people.
I'm trying to see where you going with these kids today.
That's what I'm saying. Today, some parents have given kids more material things than things of survival. Some parents have given them, oh, you Uber Eats, Mama Q, please stop the facial expression. You can Uber Eat, you can do this, you have this, you can have that. It's an allowance, or you getting money.
But I don't think it's that.
Some of these
Some
kids
kids, you're
can't
right.
boil water.
You absolutely right. But I just think it's more so because parents just don't have time.
But okay, so now that goes back to the same way we
And I'm
say
tired.
the same way we talk about in church intentionality.
I agree.
Being intentional. So God expects for you to maintain and raise your household. So why aren't we also teaching that same intentionality that needs to be in your house? Sir, you can't work 90 hours a week and neglect your wife. That's unbiblical. You have to make time for your wife. It has to be intentional.
Right.
Okay.
But we talking about food.
Right, but the same principle applies. You said that we work, we tired, but there has to be some time set aside. It's like, hey, to be intentional, to give this child what they need to survive.
Sir, that child just got an addiction to food.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is this is happening because my question becomes, can she cook?
Good question, but 9 times out of 10, even if she can, she don't have to, so she's not going to.
But this is the thing. What has been given to her prior to her just spending money? What values has she been taught? So, for example, my son-in-law, this man hates eating out.
Okay.
Because that's how he was raised.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, even to break that, it becomes an intention to be able to sit down and say, hey.
Before I started doing what I do, my kids ate a home-cooked meal every day. It was rare that they ate out.
Yeah, I know.
But that didn't change
happy when you got married.
But that doesn't change the fact that 9 times out of 10, when they did have money, they were spending it on eating out because that was their choice.
I got that. But what I'm saying is,
they don't want to cook. This generation don't want to cook.
Uber Eats in the corner store, Levant, Uber Eats in corner store. It's his life depend on it. And I bought him an air fryer and a crock pot. There's so much to say about this from many angles. In this case, I believe this child has taken advantage of convenience and abused it.
That's it.
And I agree. So my thing is, we as parents, where do we step in and say, hey, listen? Like he did. He was like, I'm really just thinking about cutting your check in half.
Right, but here's the thing. I have to teach you how to manage. Okay, so one thing that I realize is that we think that our kids are supposed to just know how to manage money, especially when they start working, and they have no clue.
And that's the thing. But that goes into what I'm saying. Not all parents, some parents believe I need to give my kids what I didn't have.
No, I get that point. I got that.
And to me, one of the things a lot of parents didn't have was knowing how to manage money.
Right.
So these are the life skills that these children lack.
But most people don't even think about that. Once your child start working and they start having money, now they spending money on what they want to. Most of the time, we're not thinking about, oh, let me teach this child they need to put $100 up a week or out of each paycheck. We are just moving because life is going on. Now, because I think about Dewan. When Dewan started working, I didn't stop and say, son, later on, I stopped and said, son, what are you doing with your money? Are you putting some of it up? Are you saving some of it? But when he first started working, that wasn't where my mind was. When he was working at Shoe Show, I was just glad he was making his own money so that he could do what he wanted to do with it. And he did not have to hear no from me because I didn't have it. So when your kid starts working, depending on who you are and where you are mentally, because to be honest, even mentally, I wasn't I wasn't in a place financially myself to be even thinking about
Financial.
him putting money away. I wasn't thinking about me. I was paycheck to paycheck trying to make sure that my stuff was getting paid.
And I understand that. I think for me, I was hard-headed because since I was working at 14, very first time I got a job, I was 14. My dad used to tell me, put 10% in the church and put 10% up. That was his golden rule when everybody started working. He said, because there always will be a rainy day. There's maybe a great chance you will not always have this job. So at least you put money up every time you got paid. So if you're in between, you still have access to cash. Because my dad saw the job, but he didn't find out until a couple of years later, I was taking paychecks, putting it in the street. So I had consistent turnover of money. So to spend $200 on a shirt, $150 on a pair of jeans, $400 on some shoes, that was nothing because I knew I was making that back before the sun went down. So, but I heard him, but I didn't pay attention to him. So you also have kids in that situation,
Right,
where we're being told how we should live.
But
we
again,
don't.
it goes back to the kid, what they want to do with their money.
Right.
So I honestly feel like you can't really blame the parents on this.
I'm not blaming the parent. Steve
Okay.
said he was blaming the parent. I'm not.
We can't really blame
I'm not
the
blaming
parent
the
in this one.
What I'm saying is, as parents, we tend to typically say, especially now, I want to give my kids what I didn't have. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Like I told you, I was having this conversation with a young man. And he was like, well, I didn't have no J's and, my mama couldn't get me this. So I said, listen, I know you. You ate every day. It wasn't steak and lobster, but you ate every day. You didn't wear J's every day, but your mama made sure you had good shoes, good clothes. I said, how about you give your son what you didn't have, which is a dad? Because you didn't have your dad growing up. So give him someone to look up to. Mm-hmm. Teach him how to cook, how to clean, how to wash clothes. Teach him, I say you invest in stocks. So teach him about investment, saving money. You also learn in the real estate game. So teach him real estate. Teach him how to survive. Don't teach him, well, son, the white man did this, so I had to drop out at 18. No, you chose to drop out in the 11th grade. That had nothing to do with white people. So come out the victim. And this was 20 plus years ago I'm having this conversation. So, like I'm saying, Naija said time management, skill, money. money management, organization skills, how to apply it. These were the things that they taught us in school. These were home economic classes. I can't. In Atlanta public school, before it went to Dung, we had classes that taught money. Our home economic class, we had to take for 4 years. The first part was you learn how to cook, you learn how to clean. Then they taught you how to sew and all that other good stuff. Then it became you had to learn money management, money saving, time management. You had to have soft skills. You're learning this in the 7th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th grade. This is what they was teaching in Atlanta public school system. Like I said, before it went to Dung. So now they don't teach these skills no more. When I finally came to DeKalb County, economics was a required freshman class. I didn't have that as a required class in Atlanta. So I had to take this class. In the economic class, they taught skills, soft skills. Well, the teacher did. He taught money skills. Then I had to take another class that was pretty much like a lecture class, but these were the things that he taught at Lithonia. So, like I said, we don't, some of these things, and some parents don't know these things.
Right.
When I was at the YMCA, we used to try to get the parents to come so they can learn these skills. Like they used to have Bank of America come out. They used to have JP Morgan. They would have people come in from, major corporations to teach them like, this is what we're looking for. Not even just us as a business, but this is what corporate America is looking for. This is how you survive. What I was finding out was, it goes back to what the Lord said. They didn't want it. Some people didn't care. They was cool.
So it's the same thing with these kids.
Right. They were cool in their
environment
where they were.
Exactly.
They didn't want to improve. They didn't want to get better.
Absolutely.
Stevie Steve said, in this case, she knows your father will bail her out of anything. So yes, parents at fault. Why did they take that out of the schools? Oh, because I'm gonna say for 2 reasons, Tam. One, some people took these skills and went and played on the other side of the fence. What I mean by that is some of these skills make you look at things differently. It makes you look at life differently. So I'm not a victim anymore. So now the victimhood that you're trying to put in the inner city schools, you're teaching me these skills. I can't be a victim anymore. So now I never forget the greatest speaker in my life that I sat down as a student in elementary school was Monica Kaufman, the news anchor. Her and my 4th grade teacher went to college together. They were best friends. She came and spoke to our class. The teacher used to have her come. My teacher name was Miss Grady. They used to have her come to class every year and speak to her 4th grade class. This woman came into class, and I've lived by this principle, whether I did it legally or illegally, but I lived by this principle since the day she said it. She said, there's going to come a time in this country where they're going to tell you, you need to go to school, get a degree, get a job. She said it's coming. This is in the 4th grade. This is 1988. They're going to tell you, go to school, get a degree, go to work. She said, but I'm going to tell you, go to school, get a degree, or get a trade. Learn what it is that you need and become an entrepreneur. and bring your skill and your business back to the community that you grew up in. Who wants to be a doctor? 2 people raise their hand. Go to school, become a doctor. Fine. She said, who in here wants to be a business owner? A couple more other people raised their hand. She said, you as a doctor need to partner with the business owner so he can come in and show you how to establish a business and a practice in this neighborhood. So now you can still give back and grow where you came from. She said every other culture does. This is in 88. I'm in the 4th grade. She said every other culture does this. And I took that and I ran with it. Like, okay, so get the education, get the smarts, but establish it. Go and understand how it works, how it moves. Because she also said it's okay to go work for somebody for a couple of years so you can understand how the mechanism, how it works, how it functions. So I did that. So you take it out of certain schools because now you can't use it against me. You can't now. If I understand time management, money management, soft skills, organization skills, I can no longer be a victim. I'm not a victim. I realize I'm not a victim. I'm actually realizing that I can use this for my benefit. So if I take it out of this area or this particular zone, I now get to still stir up the pot of the victim mentality, because if you learn these, you don't need the programs that I'm trying to get money for. I'm making billions of dollars a year off government subsidies and programs, keeping you a victim. If I really teach you these skills, I'll be out of a business. My business model will no longer work. Because you're eventually going to teach these skills to your kids. So your kids ain't got to come to me. Because I'm telling you to teach them to your kids at the dinner table. How the Mexicans do, how the Indians do, how the Asians do. No phones at this table. We sit down and let me teach you how how we collectively bargain. So, said our kids can use what new parents today don't know. And you're absolutely right. I meant to wrap up what they don't understand. So,
Right, and it defunds the low income communities.
because that's my business. My business is to keep you as a low income community. That's my business model. I keep you as a victim. That's how I make my money. So to educate you
Would be to put you out of the community.
this is why all of the trades were taken out of high schools.
Oh, excuse me.
Because if I teach you how to build a trade, imagine if I teach you how to build a trade in the high school, you can leave straight out of
Now
high
the
school.
colleges don't make money because you don't
The
need
college don't make money. I can't put you in student loan debt. I can't do none of these things to you. So now if I take it out of school and make it its own school, now you have to go borrow money so you
To
can
go to
come.
school.
So
To
it's a
trades.
perpetual cycle to keep you in a system.
in debt.
That's why I said we got the Georgia lottery here. The lady who became the president, it was like 8-9 years ago. She cut the Hope Scholarship, I think it was about 45%. Then she turned around and gave herself a 75% raise. How you give yourself a 75% raise, but then you cut the scholarship going out by 45%? Because in my mind, I can pass out the Hope Scholarship because certain schools you go to, it's only going to cover your books. If it covers that, might just cover your dinner. My thing is, why not collectively take that money, invest it in the schools that are funded by the state, and allow children to have a free college ride if you are a Georgia resident and you make X amount on your GPA. Now you get to go to school for free in the state. Now what does that do? That brings jobs to the state. Why? Because in your mind, as a business owner, you're going to produce what I need. If the child is not stressed out, they not going to student aid every month, every semester. The parents are not stressed
They're
out.
not trying to figure out how they
They're not trying to figure out how they're going to pay for school. So now you can really apply for the job in which then when it comes to certain curriculums, okay, so this degree for basket weaving, we're getting rid of that, because it's not beneficial in our society. But this degree right here, this education degree, oh, we need that.
We need teachers.
We need teachers. We need nurses. We need engineers. We need people who build roadways. We need people who know how to build transit, work on buses, like everything that makes the state function and move. These are the degrees that we're giving out. These are the things that we're teaching. So now these businesses can come and the state can thrive. We get people back into agriculture because that's our number one moneymaker in Georgia. So now, hey, let me introduce you to agriculture. Let me show you how the science blends in with it. Let me show you how, you see what I'm saying?
How many more videos we got?
Just one.
Okay.
So that's just my little
He
rant.
goes
I'm sorry.
on his rant.
I'm
It's
sorry.
all right. It's
Steve,
okay.
I'm so sorry. So now, this one is so dear to my heart. Oh my God. I have a question for all of the parents out here. How do you teach your child to handle a bully? I was taught. Now I'm gonna just tell you what my daddy taught me. And
Punch him in the face.
I'm not telling you to tell your child this. My daddy said, the first time he mess with you, tell the teacher.
Yep.
Go in the back of your book, look up at the clock, write down the date, because the date is on the board, write down the time, write down the teacher's name, and write down what you told her. The second time he bothers you, this time you tell the teacher and you find the principal. And you go and you tell the principal. And you do the exact same thing. You write down the date, you write down the time, you write down the teacher's name, you write down the principal, and you write down what you told them, and you write down what they told you. Even if it's simple as, I'll deal with it. I'll take care of it. He said, write it down. He said, the third time the bully mess with you, you look around, you find a brick, stick, chair, don't matter, and you commence to welling on this guy. Then, when they bring you into the office,
Tell him you need to call your dad.
tell him you need to call your daddy. He said, I'm coming, and I'm coming in my police uniform, because I need them one to know that you got a daddy. Don't tell them you need to call your mom. Tell them you need to call your daddy, because I need for them to know that you have a daddy. Then I'm coming in my uniform. Then I need for you to make sure that you have that notebook. So I'm going to say, well, my son came to you on such and such a date at such and such a time, and he told you, and you said you was going to take care of it. Then he came to you and you on such and such a date, such and such a time. You said you was going to take care of it. Apparently you didn't. So now, what do you want my son to do? That's what he told me. I don't know what your daddy or your mama told you to deal with a bully. What did your mama or dad tell you how to deal with a bully?
You already know what my daddy told me.
Oh, yeah, daddy told you to kill him.
But what I taught my kids was tell the teacher, come tell me. I'm going to talk to the teacher because I need the teacher to know that I know.
Right.
They don't do nothing. Now, when that bully come to you, I'm going to need you to handle that.
Gotcha.
You don't hit first. You let them hit you first. But I'm going to need you to go ahead and handle that.
Now, I always had this thing about you hitting me first. Because you might knock me out the first time
Nope.
you hit me.
I'm going to let you, I need you to let them hit you first because the first thing they going to say is your child passed the first lick. Because they going to say words don't hurt, words don't matter. You absolutely correct. But if they touch my child, they gonna get knocked out. And I would let the teacher know you need to do something because I tell my children to protect themselves.
Right. So you said words don't hurt.
That's what they, you know, in school, that's what they say.
So-
When they was just talking, they didn't touch them. You're absolutely correct.
Okay, so I never had this conversation with Allure, but I do know I had this conversation with Yasmin. She said, Daddy, they said words don't matter. And I told her sticks and stones may break your bones. And she said, yeah, I know, and talking doesn't hurt me. I said, no. That's not what I was going to tell you. And she lit up. She got excited. I said, sticks and stones may break your bones. Talking trash should get you punched in the face.
Because I agree. You teach your children how.
You got to defend yourself.
You do, but words. You gonna have that all your life. You can't be an adult and somebody is talking trash and you decide because this is what you were taught as a child, I get to punch you. No, that's not what we doing.
And I knew I was wrong. My mama told me I was wrong. So I left it there. Words do hurt and verbal abuse is real.
It absolutely is. But at the same time, your child should be able to stand and be like, you know what? I'm going to let you keep talking.
Now,
Keep talking. Just don't hit me.
Now, I've always took what you said about me and flipped it and used it as a joke. I had a gap. So they'd be like, oh, we can park a truck between. I said, you can park a truck, bus, and a car at the same time if you want to. So to me, sometimes what you said, I've heard it so much, it didn't bother me. Messing with my money, punching me in my face, I'll black out on you. I ain't gonna lie to you. But with that being said, I think that this is something even us as an adult, especially for those who work in corporate America.
You can learn something.
You can learn something, especially for people in corporate America. And let me tell you why corporate America. Because people in corporate America steal. They'll put something in the fridge when you come and it's gone. So listen, this is something. Hey, Prophet Miller. So this is something that we.
Hey, Miss Jones.
Hey, Miss Jones.
Your post.
This is something that we can learn as adults from this young man. Let's roll it.
We just got back from my son's school because the school suspended my son for 3 days because he put laxatives into a cupcake that a bully stole from him. This bully would constantly shove my kid around and steal his lunch because, quote, he is too fat to enjoy such meals as we send him to school with. So my son decided to outsmart his bully and put laxatives into a cupcake that he knew the bully would steal from him. The bully once again stole my kid's lunch, including the cupcake, and the laxatives took an almost immediate effect. The bully defecated in his pants and then for an hour more defecated in the bathroom. Now let's move on to today for the appeal. My wife and I went to the school in order to defend our son, and wouldn't you know it, the bully and his parents were also there. Why were they there? Well, they wanted my son to face harsher punishment, not just suspension, but expelled from the school. The bully's parents got to speak first, and they got to say their piece, including bringing up the school's zero tolerance for fighting, even when it's retaliation. and that my son should be facing harsher punishment because, quote, my son poisoned their son. And that even though their son forcibly took the cupcake, it was my son's intent for their son to eat that cupcake. That this was thought out and then carried out. And then, just like the scene from White Chicks, I stood up and I said, I started it off with, let's talk about intent. It was not my son's intent to be bullied. It was not my son's intent to have his lunch stolen almost every single day. It was my son's intent, however, to go to school like a normal kid and be left alone. It was my son's intent to stop the bullying without resorting to physical violence. My son reported instances with this child multiple times, and the school did nothing about it, so he had to take it into his own hands. And he did so quite beautifully.
Absolutely.
My son is no longer fearful of this bully. My son has suffered not only physical pain, but psychological pain from this bully for weeks. And to suggest that my son should be expelled for cleaning out the colon of this bully is absolutely ridiculous, along with him even facing suspension. All across this country, children are doing much, much, much worse things due to bullying, whether it be taking their own life or other kids' lives. And once again, this cupcake was not offered to this kid, nor was it forcibly given to this kid. This kid forcibly took it. My son embodied the phrase, fuck around and find out. And honestly, it is parents like these that create bullies like their son.
Absolutely.
I'm actually very concerned for this child because God knows what's going on in that household to create such a bully.
Just
So
sad.
I first want to say I apologize for the F-bomb. Secondly, there is a new trend in America called FIFO. Now, white people have picked up this new trend called FIFO. F-A, right there, FIFO, season in full effect.
What is that?
A New York Times article came out 2 months ago that this is now the new trend in white America that they have studied and learned from black America. In the New York Times article, they did a survey on white parents, white people, and said that they have learned something from the black culture, which is FIFO. And they pronounce it FIFO. And FIFO mean F around and find out. They said that this has been working in the black community for a long time.
Absolutely.
But
it's been said all our lives.
But
my daddy is one to make sure that he tell you from beginning to the end.
But what they said was they didn't learn it from rap or movies. They learned it from black mothers, parents. F around and find out. So now white mothers have taken this approach because now they feel that they should have done this with their first or second child. But now it's like, hey, check this out. F around and find out what's going to happen to you. So now
I've seen a couple of reels. Okay, yep, it makes sense now.
So this was a big article in the New York Times. This came out like maybe two and a half months ago that this came out. New York Times had it, and this is now the new
trend.
The new trend
What
in white America.
So this let's talk about this. So the little boy is a bully. You want him expelled. My child didn't offer him this cupcake. My child didn't say anything to this child about this. This, from the looks of it, this cupcake belonged to my child. Your child comes over and takes it. He's taking something that does not belong to him. And he got what he deserved.
Well, the bully's parents said that it was done. It was
to poison him. No,
not even to poison him. They took it to a legal standpoint and said it was premeditated.
Right.
That he plotted this and executed
but
it.
again,
I ain't never knew a laxative to poison.
wait a minute. Hold on. Before we even get to that point, again, had your child not been taking something that did not belong to him, he wouldn't have been put in that situation. So I can't blame you for what my child's actions did to him. See, this is the problem because folks don't teach their kids accountability and responsibility. Had they called me and told me that my child was bullying somebody and this what they do, I'd have probably went up there and laughed at my child and be like, that's what you got. I bet you won't do it to nobody else. Not, oh, I think Matilda, you're absolute. I forgot Matilda. That's where that came from.
What if my kid was backed up and I knew they wouldn't have used it without eating the cup?
See, come on, Allure, because some kids have problems going to the bathroom. I'm just saying, we got to teach these kids accountability and responsibility. That child had no business bullying. And he said, all of y'all knew that this child was bullying my child. All of y'all knew and nobody did nothing about it. He didn't go and try and fight the little boy. He didn't go and try and kill nobody. And thank God he didn't take it and internalize it and commit suicide. He outsmarted the one who thought he was smarter than. And now you want my child to be kicked out of school? And me being me, I'd have told him, kick him out. Expel him. Because I'd have went and found me a lawyer. I sure would have. And the county would have been paying me and paying my child to go to school where I want them to go. Kick him, expel him. Be my guest.
The way the child was acting, he was already full of.
Absolutely. He just needed to release.
So, this we are pastors.
Right.
I went on the soapbox earlier.
Okay.
And you had your mama bedtime. I
All
understand
right.
how you feel. So, I guess we can end this. Can we end this on a biblical note?
She said my mama used to put what?
Veggies secretly in my food. That kid probably needed a flush out, premeditated as well. I am taking you to court and I am charging for the price of the laxative and the cake. I ain't mad at you. And court costs and the day I got to take off from work. Me and my wife. All of that's being added. So, I just want to give some scriptures. Can I give some scriptures? Okay.
This is great. This is crazy.
So the first scripture I want to give is Exodus 20:15, which says, "Thou shalt not steal." Okay?
One of the 10 commandments.
Then we can jump down to Exodus 20:17, which says, "Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thy neighbor shall not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his maidservant, nor his manservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, or anything that is thy neighbor's, including his cupcake." It said nothing of thy neighbor's.
Right.
So he covered the man's cupcake till he went to go get it. Now, I did ask the question, what does the Bible say about bullying? And there's nothing particular in that that says anything about bullying, but
specifically,
God hates oppression and cruelty. Bullying is a form of oppression
and cruelty.
Using strength, status, and words to harm others Psalms 11:5, the Lord trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence his soul hateth. The Lord's soul hates those who love violence. Proverbs 3:31, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways, which means don't look at the bully and admire him. Choose not his ways. Isaiah 1:17. Learn to do well, seek judgment, relieve the oppressed, judge the fatherless, plead for the widow. Now, it also says words can be weapons or healings. Bullying often happens through insults, gossip, or verbal abuse. And Keela stated that is verbal abuse. So scripture says in Proverbs 12:18, there is that speaketh like the piercings of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is health. Ephesians 4:29 says, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying. Matthew 12:36-37 says, every idle word that men speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. Number 3, it said God defends the weak and vulnerable. God consistently shows compassion for those who are mistreated and powerless. And I'm gonna be honest. You can say what you want to say. Take this to the Lord for yourself. I believe the laxative in the cupcake was a download from the Holy Spirit. I'm sorry.
Really, Jackson?
It didn't kill him. It didn't hurt him.
It taught him a lesson.
It taught him a lesson. The Bible say God defends the weak and vulnerable. Psalms 9:9. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed and a refuge in time of trouble. So in his time of trouble, God was there.
And he showed him exactly what to do to fix the situation. And I promise you, that bully will never mess with another person.
This boy
ever.
boo-boo on himself. That was it. Me. If I gave you this cupcake and I sit here, you can't never, ever in your life ever say nothing else to me. Because you will always be the boo-boo boy. Boo-boo boy. You want some cupcakes? This man will probably never eat cakes ever again a day in his life. Proverbs 22, verses 22-23. Rob not the poor. See? Rob not the poor because he is poor. Neither oppress the afflict in the gate, for the Lord will plead their cause. Matthew 18:6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it will be better for him that a millstone be hung around his neck or laxative put in his cupcakes. I'm just saying. Boo-boo boy. Number 4, Jesus modeled kindness and humility. Jesus never bullied. He showed compassion to the rejected, the outcasts, and the sinners. Matthew 11:29, take my yoke upon you, learn of me, I am meek and lowly in heart. Luke 6:31, and as you would that men should do to you, do ye also unto them likewise. So if you don't want nobody stealing from you,
that's right. You
don't steal from
other
nobody
people.
else. Right. Philippians 2:3. Because in the Old Testament, it was an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Now,
right.
eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth wasn't about vengeance. Eye for an eye, because we as crazy people and the crazy Pharisees, they took it in a vengeful state. When you read it in its context and you understand Moses, this was part of a court system, which means that if you stole my donkey, an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, you need to return to me at the same value or more of a value
than what you stole. So an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth had nothing to do with vengeance. It's a verdict of a judgment based upon the fact that you kept stealing my cupcakes. You kept stealing my food. Yep.
So giving you laxative in a cupcake that I know you're going to steal, it's kind of like eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth.
I think it absolutely is.
Okay. Philippians 2:3. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves. God calls us to confront evil. We are not called to stay silent in the face of cruelty. Proverbs 31:8-9 says, open thy mouth for the dumb and the cause of all such as are appointed to destruction. Ephesians 5:11 says, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. Romans 12:21, be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. And in this case, you overcome evil by sending it to the bathroom. Now, God heals the wound.
Wait. The Lord said they better ask Elijah what happens when you bully people. Keela said that was Auntie Shekinah glory.
Oh man, now Boo Boo Boy is learning a great lesson. He has. God heals the wounds caused by bullies. Psalms 147:3, he healeth the broken heart and bindeth their wounds. I'm pretty sure this young man feels that justice has been served.
Listen, his broken heart is no longer broken, and
Right.
he is no longer wounded.
Right.
He is not butthurt no more.
Yes. Romans 8:37, nay, in all things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. Isaiah 54:17, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that rise against him, God shall condemn. So listen, I'm going to say this, right? I do agree with the dad. We don't know what the bully is. What I've learned is bullies are usually being bullied. I found that out in the 4th grade. I was bullied by this dude from the 2nd all the way to the 4th grade. 3 years. Sometimes I used to have to fight this dude just to ride the MARTA bus through his neighborhood, because I had to go through his neighborhood to get downtown and through his neighborhood to get back home. And for some strange reason, if he saw me on the bus, he would just get on the bus just to
Fight you.
mess with me, fight me. But he would never come across the railroad tracks. So one day, I'm in the bathroom, and he was like, I'm trying to get out. He's like, I'll let you out if you let me punch you in the face. And I was like, my guy, I'm not going to let you punch me in my face. So he began to pat me down. He stuck his hand in my pocket. My dad had just gave me $20, and we had a book fair. So not only did he take my money, he still slapped me in my face. And then I blacked out. Now the door opens this way, but we went out the door that way. And before I knew it, I was pounding his head between the window, the base of the floor. I was banging his head. I was beating on him. And I was like, give me my money. So the principal came. He broke up the fight. I said, give me my money. Now, the gym teacher, for some strange reason, she had a heart for this guy. She was like, well, how you know that that's Anthony's money? So the principal said, because he ain't never got no money. And Anthony always has money. So the gym teacher wanted to take up for the bully. The principal took up for me. So the gym teacher was like, well, I think that Anthony should be in trouble. So the principal took me in his office, and he was like, listen, thank you. So he said, listen, this is what I'm going to do. He said, get up. I'm going to hit this chair. And when I hit this chair, I want you to go, ow.
They can't hear you.
He said, when I hit this chair, I want you to go, ah. So he hit the chair, pow. And I went, ah. He said, all right, now go on out here and don't let me catch you fighting in my hallway again. And when I opened the door, I looked back. He was like, Some people know bully, but I found out that day that his moms was strung out. I found out that it was the gym teacher who was buying him clothes and feeding him. 20 years later, I got arrested on a chumped up charge. I ain't gonna say it was chumped up. I was doing what they booked me for. But it was a petty charge. So I went to pretrial. I called my dad. He cursed me out. And I signed myself out. While I'm in the process of signing myself out and waiting to go, he come and sit down right in front of me.
Wow.
And when he looked at me, he said, Anthony, what the hell? His exact words was, what the hell are you doing in here? You don't belong in here. I said, what up, Roderick? How you doing, boss? He said, man, I never thought I'd see you in here. So he was like, man, what you in here for? I said, I have the slightest idea.
So you just gonna lie to that man like that?
Listen, something I learned that you tell people whenever you get locked up, if you say you have the slightest idea, they don't know what you charged with. Ain't nobody gonna tell them what you charged with. You don't know what I'm charged with. You know it's a small misdemeanor up to at least a Class C felony. That's all you know. I said, but whatever it is, I said, so I'm about to get up out of here. He's like, oh man, I see you smoking a cigarette. Can I get one? So I bought him a pack because they were selling cigarettes at the jail. The jail selling the cigarettes. I couldn't believe it. Because you wasn't about to get none of these $5 Newports. But I get you one of these $2 boxes of these nasty cigarettes they got in here. So I gave him the whole pack. I was like, you can have these. I got up and left. I haven't seen him since. But it's funny how things come in full circle.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
you really never know what people are
going
with.
through. Mm-hmm.
The twins that he used to run with, I end up getting their respect to where I could come across the railroad tracks and be in that neighborhood without being bothered by anybody in the neighborhood. It was almost like I was from the neighborhood.
But that's usually what happens when you stand up to a bully. They bully you till you let them know I'm bigger than you.
But again, most bullies are being bullied. Most bullies are really looking for love. They're looking for someone to truly love on them. Mm-hmm.
I can agree with that.
They're really crying out for help.
And this is the only way they know how to cry out for help.
And this is all they know.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times this is what they're taught. Mm-hmm. Like we was watching the movie, The Senior. The dad was taught to be bully, to fight.
To fight, right.
He tried to teach his son to fight.
Didn't work out the same way.
So, but all his life, because even in the beginning of the movie, he beat up a dude in the truck. Mm-hmm. It was bad to the point.
And at that point, he was in his 50s.
Right.
And that's what I was talking about, though.
And even at that point, you still have it to where we as people take on our childhood trauma, or we take on what we pick up. And this is why I was saying earlier, what are we as parents truly teaching our children? Naisha said, I ran into my bully at work. I'm the officer and she was the inmate. The look on her face when she saw me.
That part.
And my thing is, I don't even have no heart. I don't even have no hatred or no animosity towards you. Only thing I can say, what happened to me that day of fighting him, I became a head hunter of bullies, which means that if I saw you bullying Prophet Miller, I'm going to fight you because I had a disdain for bullies. So to me, it was like I began to what I would call or considered headhunting bullies. And it carried up until I graduated from high school. Naija said I got her extra food and got her a Bible from the clergy. No apology, but I think she understood the message. So sometimes it's, you know. But I tilt my hat off to this kid because the dad makes another great point. I never forget when I was living in New York, there was a guy who was the greatest violinist in New York City. He wasn't no more than about 18, 19. He was a kid. And he was being cyber bullied. The bully wasn't fit. And the person who was bullying him didn't even live in New York. He wasn't physically being ran. He was being bullied online. And this little boy jumped off the George Washington Bridge, that bridge that Mamie didn't want to cross. Mm-hmm. And you saw how high that bridge was. This man people were waiting for him to finish school because they knew the greatness that was in him. He was being bullied because he was gay. And he killed himself. Now kids are killing themselves because of what somebody is saying. Because nobody is teaching them to be strong and hold their own. Or, like the dad said, someone's bullying the kid. He sneaks and steals his dad's gun. He goes into the school. Mm-hmm. And now he's picking off everybody who's ever picked at him. This is how Columbine happened. Mm-hmm. The man walked, they got tired of being bullied, so they went in and started killing everybody who bullied them.
And the first thing people would say is, you're weak. And the Bible speaks that with every generation, they will be weaker but smarter. And we cannot ignore it. At the same time, if you said something to Dewan, he gonna sit there and look at you until he done had enough, and then all of a sudden he gonna snap. And I know my child. He sat back and he took everything you was giving him.
Right.
Till he couldn't take it no more, and then he just blacked out. That's your problem, not mine.
He took all the air until it was time for the balloon to pop.
But this is what I'm saying. When it comes to bullying, we have to be their voice, especially if they're saying, hey, this person is bothering me.
Right.
This is scaring me. I'm not only going to the teacher. I'm not only going to the principal. I'm not only going to the school board. Okay, you know what? Since you're not going to do anything, I'm snatching my child up out of here. Because what you're not going to do is cause my child to continue to have problems.
Right.
So to keep me from going to jail and having to pay bail money and all the extra stuff, let me do what I need to do and snatch my child up out of here. And we gonna figure this out at home.
And I had to do Yasmin like that because Yasmin was like me. Yasmin didn't like bullies, and she had a friend that was constantly being bullied. And just so happened, I'm walking down the hallway at work, minding my business, and one of the other paralegals is like, "Hey, you want to see something crazy? This girl got some hands on her. My daughter just sent me this from the school. She's showing me the video, and I am looking. There's no audio. Let me see.
Oh, they can't hear us.
Testing 1, 2.
I am looking.
No audio. Can y'all hear me now? No audio.
Because we can hear it on our side. Can y'all hear now?
That's on Facebook.
Well, I'm on YouTube.
Okay.
Because we can hear it on our side. Can y'all hear now?
That's on Facebook.
Well, I'm on YouTube.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Right. Let me know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Said no.
Said it's
Keela
good.
said it's good. Okay. So maybe.
Maybe it's a New York thing, cause in Connecticut, cause y'all in the same state, I believe.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. The Lord says she can. She back in. All right. Got it. Okay.
So I was saying I'm at work. I'm walking down the thing. One of the other paralegals stopped me and was like, "Hey, you got to see this fight. This girl, she got hands on her." And I was like, "She got hands?" She was like, "Yeah, my daughter just sent me this video she recorded in the locker room. Some girl beating up. Then the teacher tried to break it up. She pow. She just throwing how you say it? Oh, 2 pieces in a biscuit with nothing to drink. Yeah, so I'm watching it. That's my daughter. That's your daughter." I said, "What high school your daughter go to?" "Oh, she go to South Gwinnett." That's my daughter. So send me this video. Let me call you back. I call Yasmin. I said, "So you beating up people, huh?" No, I didn't even say nothing to her. I sent her the video. "How you get this?" I said, "I keep trying to tell you. I got eyes and ears everywhere. I don't know why you won't believe me when I tell you. I know people everywhere." So she was like, "But Dad, they was bullying my friend." I said, "Oh, I heard the audio. I heard you tell her, leave her alone, stop bullying her, go on about your business." Then I saw the fat girl push her. And then I saw you drop the big girl, like with 2 hits. Bang, bang, it was over. Then the teacher slid in, because you turned your back. When you turned your back, the teacher slid in, grabbed you, you turned around, and pow, pow. You did what your daddy would have did. I ain't mad at you. Hold on, your mama calling me. "I need you to go up to the school because your daughter, I cannot believe she's just like you." I mean, I saw the fight. So
I know what happened.
I know.
Right.
The teacher was like, "Oh, I think you need to pay for my medical bills." I said, "Nah, you should
No,
have identified yourself." I said, they was like, "Well, how you know, Mr. Jackson, what happened?" So I pulled out my phone and I slid it all the way at the end with a lady who was conducting it. I said, "Hit play."
That part.
"Well, your daughter had been in the fight last year." I said, "For the same reason." Because apparently y'all not stopping bullies
Right.
from being bullies. So my daughter is Denzel in The Equalizer.
I'm so done.
So I don't know what you want me to tell you.
I'm done.
So at least it was for a righteous cause. So my thing is, she said, my sister said, why are you putting her business out there in them streets? I mean, now she evangelist light skin.
Listen, okay.
So now you have
she
testimony.
Preaching the gospel,
You
right?
preaching the gospel now.
This is
so
testimony of who you used to be to who you are now. Come
right.
on.
So, I think we have to keep our children in prayer, but at the same time, we also have to be active.
We do.
And this is why I was saying yesterday, prayer changes things. Prayer works.
It does.
But we also have to work the prayer.
Absolutely.
We also have to work the prayer.
From the show yesterday, we was talking about children having advocates. Who are the mouthpiece for our babies? Who are the mouthpiece? Nobody takes up for our baby. They're in school telling everybody they're being bullied, and nobody is taking up for them.
Until they do something.
Until
and at that point,
something happens,
right.
and then they want to punish the victim.
Right.
While the bully continues on as if they never did nothing.
Now, I'm gonna say this. I like what this little kid did.
I do too.
He stuck laxative.
I think you need to teach some other kids.
Right. Don't do what I did.
Think of something greater.
I had a dude call me out an entire day in front of the administration, in front of everybody in the hallway. Every time we had to change class, oh, you da 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 da. Oh, what you gonna do? So one of the administrators, when he said something to me, the administrator ran over. He said, "Anthony, please." I said, this boy been doing this all day. I said, I ain't gonna do nothing to him. He said, give me your word. He said, Anthony, give me your word. I said, I'll give you my word. He said, I know you're not gonna break that. So I'll see you later. I gave you my word for that day. This dude talked about me from the time the school bell rang, every time he passed me in the hallway, the entire day. Even on the school bus, he's sticking his head out the school bus. Oh, you dot, 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 will, dot, 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 dot. So I ain't saying nothing. I'm smiling. So I decided to get to school early the next morning. So I'm sitting in the gym when it's only 10 of us. And who I see walk in the gym? The dude talking all the trash. I let him walk. He walked right by me, didn't see me. Soon as he bent the corner to go, I jumped out the bleachers. I followed him outside, and he was at his locker, putting in the combination. I walked up right behind him and smashed his face into the combination. Wham! When he fell and he looked, he said, "Bro, we cool, shorty. I ain't." I said, no.
Oh, we cool now.
All that you talked yesterday, or what you gonna do to me? You didn't think? Like, it didn't cross your mind that I was...
No, because bullies think they are invincible.
I said, you thought you was gonna talk trash to me, and I wasn't gonna say nothing to you?
Listen.
Now you sitting here with this big gash, you need stitches in your head, and lucky for me that day, the cameras weren't on. Cause he definitely wouldn't have told on me. And it's crazy because when they really wanted to take me down at Lithonia, do you know who had my back? All the teachers and administrators.
Because for some reason, you had all the teachers wrapped around, well, majority of the teachers wrapped around your fingers. Now that I can say,
I was a good student.
You were a good student.
I gave.
You just talk too much, and he was just
And I hit you in your kisser. But I was a good student. I was manable. I was respectful, and I wouldn't let you disrespect the teacher.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Because there were students who thought that it was cool for them to talk sideways to certain teachers, and I used to be like, nah, excuse me, sir, we don't do that. That's a woman. That's somebody's mother. Who you talking to? Who you calling out their name? Who you talking to? Oh, what you going? No, Anthony, it's okay. Oh, I know it's
Oh,
okay.
dang. Okay. We're over time. I didn't even know it was that late. Okay.
I didn't either. But we have to start acting on prayer. We have to do more than just saying, oh, we praying for our children. We really have to be sitting down, having conversations. This right here. This. To y'all who have young kids, who are younger than 17, take these, turn them in, and just get one where they can call you. They don't need to be YouTubing and into all other kind of stuff. That's not really important for them. Number 2, when you're sitting down at dinner, when you're going out, because this is going to start being the new rule here. Your phone need to be in your pocket and your headphones need to be in your pocket. No phone, no headphones. And when y'all sit down and have dinner, to you people who got young kids, go back to the altar, which is the dinner table. Start having dinner at the dinner table. Stop letting the kids go in their room, close the door. No, you sit down, you have dinner at the dinner table. No phones are allowed at the dinner table. Phones must be left upstairs. No headphones at the dinner table. And I say this because there needs to go back to being family dialogue. Children typically tell on each other at the dinner table. It's not just in TV, it's in real life. Because my sister would always tell on me at the dinner table. Why? Because questions are being asked. How is your day? And back in the day, parents didn't want to just hear, oh, it's all right. Also, what you do today? Nothing. What do you mean you didn't do nothing all day? You did something today. So then allow that to now become, let's go back to that custom. There's certain things that we did in the old school that people think we need to get away from, but we don't. There's nothing wrong with old school. The problem is old school is kind of like Jesus. It will accept you as you are, but it's expecting you to change. And that is the problem that we have. We want people to be them, but we're not expecting them to grow up and change. We're not expecting them to become better people. Oh, well, that's just Anthony. That's just how he is. No. God said, I created you in my image and my likeness, and I am nothing like that. I expect you to come. The problem also with old school was saying it that way. We don't require people to come up to a level. We decide to just stoop down. It's one thing to meet you where you are, because God will meet you where you are. But he requires you to come up to his standard. The Bible says he set a standard. Be holy, for I am holy.
That part.
Walk in righteousness, for I'm righteous.
That part.
Clothe yourself in righteousness. Matter of fact, because you can't clothe yourself in righteousness, my son died for you. So cover yourself and walk in his righteousness by receiving his salvation. The problem is we don't require change. Oh, that's Johnny. Johnny is great. No, Johnny needs to grow up. He 30, still in your basement, playing video games with no outlook on life. And that is a problem.
All right.
So,
Amen, Pastor.
I like these funny Wednesdays, so I'm going to kind of incorporate these a little bit more. And we'll cry on Tuesday and laugh on Wednesday.
Oh, Lord.
It's hump day.
Oh, Lord.
So, yeah. So, I love y'all. Y'all know what we do. Please make sure that y'all, subscribe, hit that like button, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Please share this with someone who needs to hear it. Somebody who needs to laugh today. And also click on that notification bell. Click on all so you can always get the notifications when we go live and when we post other videos like our shorts and things of that nature. So don't be stingy. Share us with the public. Don't comment. You can stay in the comments. Make your comments so we can stay in the algorithm. And yeah, I love y'all. She said this is great. I enjoyed my time. Right. And this is what happens when you listen to the Holy Spirit. Make it funny. Let's be funny.
We love y'all, and we will be back here next week, Tuesday.
2:00.
2:00.
Maybe 2:15, just in case. But we'll be here. We love y'all.
Bye, y'all.